Mother Azhagammal. The year is 1879. The place Tiruchuzi, a small obscure village in Tamil Nadu, South India. It is the day of Ardra Darshan, a festival which celebrates that ancient eternal moment when Lord Arunachala Shiva appeared from a primordial, infinite fiery pillar of light to destroy the egos of warring gods and give them enlightenment. At midnight on this auspicious day, just as the idol of Shiva returned to Tiruchuzi's legendary Bhuminatheshwara temple, a wail of an infant was heard in a humble home on its northern street. Mother Azhagammal had just given birth to a baby boy who, in time, would be known the world over as Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi. Named Venkataraman as a child, the history of Bhagavan clearly proves that the aspects of fire and light were very important throughout his life. His mother conceived many times. It was only when she was bearing Bhagavan that she had a burning feeling in her stomach. To soothe it, a traditional paste of neem and bilva leaves had to be applied daily on her stomach. Later, when the child was born, the blind midwife saw a brilliant light. From his years of innocence, Venkataraman could hear the sound Arunachala, Arunachala within himself. The sound stayed with him all the time, but he did not know what it was. Later, when he became a great master, he was asked about it. If you could hear the sound all the time, why did you not ask people about it? Why did you not seek an explanation for it? Bhagavan replied, "Would someone go about checking with people if they breathe? It was built into my system, and I thought everyone could hear it too. I did not know it was an aberration." Similarly, Swami Vivekananda used to see a blue light between his eyebrows from his childhood. When asked why he did not ask anyone about this strange occurrence, Swami replied, "I thought everyone was seeing the light." Other than this, Venkataraman seemed to be an ordinary boy. Nothing spectacular about him suggested that he was to become a great rishi. After his father died, the family had to split up. Bhagavan's widowed mother went to stay in her brother-in-law's house in Manamadurai. Venkataraman was sent to study in Madurai, about 30 miles from Tiruchuzi. In Madurai, Venkataraman studied in the American Mission School. Strangely enough, he had not read any Hindu scriptures. He had only read Periya Puranam, a devotional composition on the lives of the 63 saint devotees of Lord Shiva. He himself later said, "I did not know any terms from philosophy or spirituality. Brahman, Atman, Samadhi, Jnana, self, mind, nothing." In Madurai, at the age of 16, he had a death experience. Father Arunachala wanted Venkataraman back in his fold and so gave him a death experience in which he felt his body and mind being symbolically burned. He saw his body being carried to the cremation ground and burned. The burning feeling continued till he ran away from Madurai to Tiruvannamalai, entered the Arunachaleshwara temple, embraced its Agni Lingam and said, "Father, I have come at thy bidding, thy will be done." After Bhagavan left home, nobody knew where he was. When his mother heard the news, she was grief-stricken and made desperate efforts to find him. Reports trickled in that he had moved far south to Tiruvananthapuram in Kerala. Someone else also sent news that a young Brahmin boy was seen roaming the streets there. She packed her things and left for Tiruvananthapuram. On spotting the boy there, she begged him to come with her or at least look at her. However, he ignored her and fled. She was sure that he was her Venkataraman. She continued to grieve until one day somebody informed her that he had met a person in Tiruvannamalai who wrote his name as Venkataraman of Tiruchuzi. Encouraged by this news, she sent her brother-in-law, a soft-hearted man, to look for her son in Tiruvannamalai. On his return, he confirmed the news. "Yes, I saw Venkataraman. He is totally absorbed in meditation. I pleaded with him to come back, but he did not even reply. There was no response. He was just like a rock. Confident that he would not reject her pleas, Mother Azhagammal decided to go and beg him to return. It was 1898, 2 years after Bhagavan had left Madurai and come to Tiruvannamalai. Bhagavan was seated on a rock at Pavajakundru, a small hillock in Tiruvannamalai. On reaching there, his mother pleaded with him, "Come back home. I will not disturb you. I will feed you because you are uncared for here. I will attend to your body. I will not interfere in your life. You can continue your spiritual life there. Please come back." There was absolutely no response from Bhagavan. Rock-like he remained, motionless and still. Muruganar used to say, "Even a big boulder on Arunachala may move sometimes, but Bhagavan will not move. You cannot move Bhagavan." One day, some residents of Tiruvannamalai, who had been seeing this old woman crying all the way up the hill and down, reproached the young ascetic, "Why don't you give a reply? Either accept or decline. We have been observing this lady cry for the last 3 days and you do not even reply." Relenting, Bhagavan wrote a reply on a piece of paper. This reply to his mother is his first written teaching. He wrote, "The ordainer, prevailing everywhere, makes each one play his role in life according to his karma. That which is not destined will not happen despite every effort. What is destined to happen is bound to happen. This is certain. Therefore, the best course is to remain silent." At face value, this looks like a reply rejecting his mother's pleas. However, these words bear a deeper meaning. That which is not destined will not happen despite every effort. What is destined to happen is bound to happen. Then, what is the role of an individual? If everything is predestined and everyone is acting according to how he or she is being directed to act, then what is the reality of the individual? This doubt raises the fundamental question, who am I? With the next sentence, "This is certain," Bhagavan gives a stamp of authority, certainty, for the mind needs the anchor of certainty. The last sentence is, "Therefore, the best course is to remain silent." To remain in silence is a positive step towards surrender. The first step is to surrender. Surrendering in silence is the guiding force that helps one begin the quest for the self. One cannot do this with a disturbed mind. We all need to contemplate on the hidden wisdom in this first Upadesha. When we read about the life of a saint, not like a novel or a historical narrative, but with reverence and devotion, a sentence, even a word, can guide us. This first teaching which Mother Azhagammal brought out from Bhagavan Arunachala Ramana is a most important and powerful one. Jesus Christ said to his mother, "Woman, what have I got to do with you? I have come to do my Father's business." Bhagavan, through his note and his action, seems to be similarly telling his mother, "I have got this work of my Father to spread his message that his true state is the silence which is hidden in the heart of everyone, and that humanity has forgotten it. I have to remind them that Arunachala is the unconditioned awareness of I am in each one's heart. The mind clouds it now. Therefore, it has to be removed so that the heart shines forth in all its splendor. This is my Father's business. So, O Mother, you too accept it." Bhagavan's mother went back home disappointed. Though Bhagavan had given the highest teaching to his mother in 1898, for nearly 15 years after that, she was too entangled in family affairs. Then, in 1913, disaster struck. She lost all her close relatives except her youngest son and daughter, Bhagavan's younger brother and sister. Mother Azhagammal was immersed in sorrow. It seemed there would be no descendants. Bhagavan's elder brother had married but had died at the age of 22, leaving his wife a childless teenage widow. Bhagavan was not married and his married sister did not have any. Bhagavan's younger brother, My grandfather was married, but his wife Mangalam was childless. In 1913, Mother Azhagammal took him to Bhagavan in Virupaksha cave and begged him to bless his younger brother and wife with a son. The very next year, a child was born. In gratitude to Bhagavan, he was named Venkataraman. He was then the only descendant of Bhagavan's family. In 1914, while still in the clutches of family entanglements, Mother Azhagammal came to visit Bhagavan at Virupaksha cave. She came down with a raging fever. It was diagnosed as typhoid. Bhagavan pleaded with Arunachala, "O Arunachala, fire of wisdom, enfold my mother in your light and make her one with you." Needless to say, Mother took to good for good. This plea of Bhagavan is not for his mother alone, but for each one of us. When we take to self-enquiry, we too will be engulfed in the fire of wisdom of Arunachala. In 1916, Mangalam passed away, leaving her child Venkataraman, my father, to be looked after by Bhagavan's sister. Bhagavan's mother, now fed up with the world, returned to Bhagavan to stay with him for good. It took 8 years for Bhagavan to make her spiritually mature. There are interesting stories on how he did this. For instance, being a Brahmin, she was steeped in orthodoxy and Bhagavan had to release her from her prejudices. According to Brahmin orthodoxy, a Brahmin's clothes, kitchen, food and personal items could only be washed or touched by Brahmins, else they were considered impure. If touched by a dog or a person from a lower caste, an orthodox Brahmin had to have a purifying bath. Dogs touched Mother Azhagammal all the time because there were many at Sri Skandashram and Virupaksha cave. Consequently, she sometimes ended up bathing 10 times a day. Taking pity on her, a scholarly devotee Kavyakantha Ganapati Muni told her, according to Hindu scriptures, if you touch a jnani, a realized soul, all pollution and sins dropped from the body. You need not bathe then. From then on, whenever Bhagavan saw his mother approaching, he would know why she was coming to him. After she touched him and went away, he would give a mischievous smile and say, "Some dog must have touched her." Brahmins would not even eat onions or garlic. One day, Bhagavan brought a small onion to his mother and gently teased her, saying, "Be careful, this will be standing there at the gates of heaven to push you out." With comments like these, he slowly freed her from the grip of her prejudices.